Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. Now, this is where I take a deep dive into a particular topic, a particular subject, a particular creator, and I kind of talk about one specific product or one specific range of products. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about one of my own releases, something that a lot of people have asked me to talk about. I'm going to be talking about Gatekeeper that I've just recently bought out with Penguin Magic. Now, obviously, this is my own product, so I'm going to give it a good review. I'm very sorry if you think I'm biased. I'm not biased, it's just I believe in the stuff that I put out myself. I think it'd be slightly hypocritical if I gave a really bad review to a trick that I've actually released. But I wanted to answer people's questions. A lot of people have asked me about Gatekeeper and what it does and what it's capable of. So I'm going to answer all of those questions here and review the product. Right, now if you don't know what Gatekeeper is, I think that Penguin and Dalton Wayne did a fantastic job of the trailer. So before I go any further, I'm just going to play the trailer for you so you can have a look at the trailer and you can see exactly what Gatekeeper's all about. Once you've looked at the trailer, we'll come back here and I will give it a full review. So here's the trailer.
My name's Craig Petty, and let me ask you a question. Can you think of anything better as an everyday carry than a key? All you have to do is just pull the hole open. 3, then you can drop it through right there. That's exactly. Can you figure it out? In 2022, I released Keymaster through Penguin Magic, and the reactions from the Magic community were insane. Ever since then, people have been asking if I'm going to be bringing out more routines with keys. Well, the time has come. This is Gatekeeper. Let me tell you exactly what happens. You bring out a key and you bring out a coin. You tell the audience that you're going to give them cash. You're going to give them cold, hard money if they can push the coin through the hole in the key. And they can't. It's impossible. And then you pull back the curtain and you explain how it's done. And then visually, and I mean super visually, you expand the hole down the stem of the key. You pick up the coin, you drop the coin through the hole, and then immediately you pull the hole back and it snaps back into position and everything is immediately examinable. It's examinable before and it's examinable afterwards. The cool part is this key is designed to match the Keymaster set. And on the project, I talk about how you can incorporate this into your existing Keymaster routines. But like I say, if you want to do this as a standalone item, you can do that absolutely. It has an incredible hook. Every time you do a trick that involves offering the spectators money, their ears prick up. And the visual of the hole just expanding looks insane. On the tutorial, I go through numerous different ways of doing this, and it's not even that difficult. After half an hour or so, you'll be able to do exactly the same thing. It packs small, it plays big, it hangs on your keychain and it's ready to go at a moment's notice. It's instantly repeatable. You don't need a table. It can be done walk around anytime, anywhere. It's super organic and it's the perfect everyday carry. You're gonna love this one. It's super fun. My name's Craig Petty and this is Gatekeeper.
So that's Gatekeeper, and basically I'm going to play some full performances in a bit, but it's the sequel to Keymaster. So for those of you that don't know, way back in, I think it was about 2009, I released Keymaster through World Magic Shop. Very, very popular product, and kind of set the world on fire. Everybody bought it. It was very, very popular. And then off the back of that, I bought out a trick called Keymaster Reloaded. Which was kind of an expansion pack to Keymaster, but it was kind of more of the same. I kind of built the Chinatown half principle into the keys. So it wasn't anything new that was happening with the keys. It was with the same basic effects, but you had some different gaffes to achieve that. Then Keymaster Chrome came out while I was taking my hiatus from the Magic community, and that had nothing to do with me. It was released without my permission, but whatever. And then fast forward to 2022 at Magic Live, I released Keymaster with Penguin Magic. Now, if you haven't picked that up, that for me is the definitive sort of Keymaster release. It had everything that I've been working on with Keymaster over the last 15 years. So it had a bunch of new routines, as well as the basic routine, which Keymaster has become synonymous with. It had a whole bunch of other routines with business cards, with playing cards. There was a ring and string routine, which is one of my favorite things to do with Keymaster, which is a kind of a 4-phase ring and string routine. And the final phase, the spectator, but instead of using a ring, you're using a key. And then for the final phase, the spectator pulls the key from the keychain, from the ring, from the string themselves. And when they look at the key, there's no holes in it. So it was like, how was it even able to be threaded on in the first place? So that was Keymaster, and I poured my heart and soul into that. I took about everything that I thought I could think of with the Keymaster range of gaffs and poured it into Keymaster. And there were 4 keys, not just 3. I added an extra key because for a lot of the handlings, you needed that extra key. And it was very well received. It's one of the best-selling products of 2022 from Penguin Magic. It was the best-selling trick of Magic Live. It was phenomenal. So, at the same time that I released Keymaster through Penguin Magic, I spoke to Penguin about having other kind of routines with keys, because you get it with coins, don't you? You know, if you're a coin magician, there's a whole bunch of different coin gaffs that you can buy, and you can combine those coin gaffs together to create a really cool routine. So for me, I might start off with something with a shell, move on to something with a flipper coin, move on to something with a a Chinatown half, whatever the case may be, right? But we didn't get that with keys. There wasn't really anything. So the keys that came with Keymaster were really well done. Penguin went above and beyond. The old keys were not great at all. I remember when I had to originally create the gaffs for Keymaster, we couldn't find keys that we could have no holes in. Key blanks weren't available. So what we had to do is we had to have normal keys filled in, and yeah, it was okay at the time, but the keys that came with the Keymaster 2022 edition through Penguin Magic are phenomenal. And I said to Penguin it'd be a really good idea to have a range of key effects. Each one would be standalone in its own right, so each one with a standalone trick, but you could combine them all together to create this incredible series of effects with keys. And I was very passionate about this. And the reason is, I think key magic is so organic. You know, everybody knows what a key is. They hang on your keychain. It's an object that everybody is aware of. And because of that built-in hole, you can do things that you wouldn't be able to do with a coin, unless you were using a Chinese coin, which is not as an organic an object as a key. So I was very passionate about saying to Penguin, look, we need to bring out other key-related tricks. And they agreed with me, thankfully. And the first of these, the first of a few, is Gatekeeper. Now, Gatekeeper has been my opener for the last year. So when I do walk around magic or I do strolling magic, Gatekeeper has been my opener. I've not been able to talk about it on Magic TV because I didn't want to tip my hat. You know, when you're producing a product, you want to keep it kind of under wraps until it's actually released. But I've been using this as an opener for the last year now. And for me, it's the perfect opener. And the reason is, first of all, it's got an incredible hook. It's got a really interesting hook. You know, that bar bet whole idea of, hey, I bet you $100 quid or $100 I can get that, you know, I'll give you 100 quid if you can push that coin through that hole in that key, really kind of draws people in. And before I go any further, I really should thank Daniel Bryan, Dave Loosley, and Alec Azam and Peter Nardi for that presentation. I went to Peter Nardi immediately when I had the idea of doing this, because they released many years ago a routine called Expansion, which involved taking a hole punch, punching a hole in a card, and doing the same thing. Hey, you know, can I, you know, I'll give you money if I can drop this coin through this hole in this card, and then you expand the hole and then you snap it back. So this totally different method, obviously different props. The only similarity is presentational. But I still went to Alakazam and asked for permission, and I believe it was Dave Loosely that heavily inspired that kind of presentation. So absolutely hats off to them. But the first reason it makes such a good opener is for that reason. Because when it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick. It's something, hey, I'm going to give you some money. Would you like to win some? Do you like money? I'm going to give you 100 quid if you can push this coin through the hole in that key. So it's kind of really interesting hook. But unlike most bar bets, it has a magical payoff where you do actually do what you say you're going to do. You push the coin through the coin through the hole, but you do it in a very magical way. That for me is a really great opener. But as well as that, it's quick, it's visual. The magic happens in the hands of the spectator. It establishes credibility. It packs small. It plays big. It's an instant reset. And we'll talk about this later on, but you can do it as a standalone trick, or you can go directly into Keymaster. And I've done it both ways. I've literally just bought the key app. So when you'll see some live performances in a second. And when I did these live performances, it was when I was in Columbus back in, I think, March or April. And I was filming a few projects at the time. And we were going out on the first night, and I got all of the footage for Gatekeeper. And I was doing like a 3-trick set. And I was starting off with Gatekeeper. Then I was going into a routine with credit cards. That's going to be another product that will be coming from Penguin later on. And I was finishing off with a card routine, which again is another product that's going to be coming from Penguin later on. And I was doing this 3-set trick. And I was using Gatekeeper as the opener, and it was a really great opener, because the thing is, when you're filming magic for a demo or for a trailer, the important thing is to get reactions, right? Really great reactions. And a lot of the time, what you do is you prime the group that you're performing for. So, you might do something that you know is a guaranteed kind of crowd pleaser. Like for me, it'd be coins across or something. And then you'll say, right, let's move on to something else. And they've already established credibility. And then you go into this next thing. I wasn't even doing that. I was priming them with Gatekeeper because I knew it was such a good opener. And it is. So yeah, I mean, those are all the reasons it makes a great opener. I do it a lot of the time without going into anything else with keys, because it does stand alone as a standalone trick. But if you're going into Gatekeeper, if you're going into Keymaster, it's amazing, because you bring the 2 keys out, you take one of the keys off the keychain and you give it to someone to hold. If you know Keymaster, you know where I'm going with this. You give it to someone to hold. Then you take the other key off and you say, hey, while you're holding on to that, I'm going to give you a chance to win some money. You do Gatekeeper, you do the whole thing, and then you return everything to normal, and then you say, hang on a minute, let's see if we can go one step further. Now you're set to go directly into Keymaster. So it's a fantastic way to lead into Keymaster, and I've actually spoken to people about closing with it as well. So you do Keymaster and then you close with the Gatekeeper, which is another cool way of doing it as well. In fact, I've spoken to a few people that don't like the presentation with regards to the bar bet, which is absolutely fine, and they're talking about other ways of doing it, like just openly saying, you know what, I can move holes around, but watch this, I can actually stretch the hole down the stem of the key. That's only an illusion, it's not real, boom. So you can do all of that as well, that's absolutely fine. What's really nice is there's, once you go into Gatekeeper, once you get into that position, it's very, very simple to do. It's just it's a very simple technique that allows you to do this whole thing. And we'll talk about that in a second, but I think the first thing we should do is show you some full live performances of this. So these are full live performances of Keymaster shot in front of a real audience. So you can see an unedited performance of exactly what this trick looks like. Let's have a look at these, and then when you've looked at them, I'll bring you back into the studio. We'll wrap everything up and answer any questions that you might have.
Would you guys like a chance to win? Is this like a lot of money? Would you guys like a chance to win $100? Would you like that? I'm going to give you a chance to win $100. Okay. You look like the most trustworthy person here. So you can hold on to the money. You get to keep that money. Drinks are on me all night if you win this little bet. Now the bet is simple. I have a key, but this is a key blank. It has no teeth on it. Okay. Check it out. I also have something else. Now I have a very old coin. This is a a $50, but it's called a Walking Liberty. It's got Statue of Liberty on one side, it's got the eagle on the other side. Check it out, make sure it's okay. So, the idea of this game is very simple. You guys can work together. If any of you can figure this out, you get the $100. You have to try and take the coin and push it through the hole in the key. Okay. Seriously, I promise you, if you get this right, you get $100. Try it out. Give it a go. Pick it up. Touch it. Feel it.
This.
Seriously, I promise you there is a way to do that. And I'm going to show you. If you can't figure it out, I'll show you how it's done. $100. Come on, you look like the person that can figure out this. Come on, drinks all night.
You know magic. Get us $100.
You know magic, apparently. Can you do this?
No, I can't.
Would you guys like to know how this is done?
Yes.
That way you can show your friends and family. It's really simple. Do you see the hole right there? Yeah? All you have to do is just pull the hole open. Look, Dan! No, look, because then you can take the coin and you can drop it through the hole, you see, it goes through. But it's really important that at the end, you got to take the hole, you got to pull it back shut, you see, like that, because that way you don't want people to know. It's so annoying. You can keep the coin. Oh, you don't want it, that's fine. That's fine. I tell you what, you can keep the key. you don't want that either. You want to win some money?
Oh, yeah.
You want to win cash?
She's a big parlay.
Nice.
Big parlay bet.
Right. Woo! That's my friend Dalton over there.
I don't.
Dalton's from Florida. He's loaded. Dalton, if you can get this, Dalton's going to give you $100. Oh. Okay?
Okay.
This is an old American $50.
Okay.
And this is a key.
Okay.
There is a hole in the key. That's where you put it on the key fob. You can pick those certain things up. Your goal, if you can push the coin through the hole in the key, you get $100. I'm serious. Pick it up. Try it out. Give it a go. Promise you. It's harder than it looks.
It is harder than it looks.
Can you figure it out?
No.
Would you like to know how it works? Because I can show you how it works, and then you can show your friends and your family.
Okay.
Can you help me, Sean? With your right hand, pick up the coin between your thumb and your forefinger. With your left hand, pinch the key right there. To get the hole, to get the coin through the hole, all you have to do is expand the hole. Watch. Hold tightly. 1, 2. Three. Then you can drop it through right there. That's exactly. No. Hold, squeeze. Turn your hand over. Squeeze, turn your hand over. Take the coin. Hold it like that. Wave it over the key. Because here's the thing, you got to heal the hole up afterwards. If that hole's back to normal, they're going to go crazy. Turn your hand over, open that up. That's not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
So now you know. You guys, are you a couple? How long you been together?
A year.
A year? Oh, that's beautiful. Is this like the 1 year anniversary?
Last month.
Last month. Amazing. That's great. I've been with my wife for like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Thank you. We hate each other. Anyway, we got a key. Have you seen one of these? This is a beautiful coin.
I'm a numerist. That's a coin. I'm a coin collector. Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so Walking Liberty,
Yes.
$50. I'm a coin collector as well. That's so cool. Seriously, I really am.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
Right on.
You would know. You are qualified to know that that is a regular coin, right?
41. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's legit.
Cool. So you guys can work together. You get $50 of Dalton's money if you can push that coin through the hole in the key.
I don't see that happening. You're giving me
I'm so sorry, Jess.
$50 to put that through the hole.
Huh? Try, Jess.
Not
Try,
possible.
put the coin through the hole.
Try it. They're both metal.
Bearing in mind
Heat
this
them
is...
up. There's no heating up. There's no.
And he's a coin collector.
Oh yeah.
He would know.
I'm an extortionist.
Jess, I'm going to tell you how this works. Cup your hands together. Like at Oliver Twist asking for more.
She knows how to do that.
You remind me of my wife's face right now. Watch. This is how it works. All you have to do to get the coin through the hole is expand the hole.
Sure.
Okay.
Watch the hole. You just pull.
Oh, shut up.
Drop it through there, Jess. That's how it works. Now the important thing is when you've dropped it through the hole, the really important thing is that you put the hole back so that nobody knows, and that's how it works. You just can't tell anyone. That's the thing right there, Jess. You just can't tell anyone. You've got to keep it to yourself, right? That's how it works. Just expand the hole, put it back. If you want to, you can take the coin and you can make that invisible. And then you can take the key and you can make that invisible. You can have those as a souvenir. That's for you, Jess. Thanks.
Yay!
I know.
So, there's some full performances for you. I love this trick. I can't tell you how much I love this trick. The reactions it gets are far above and beyond what really you should have with a trick like that. It's so simple, and yet the reactions are just off the charts, as you saw in the live performances. It packs small, it plays big, it's easy to do. The other thing that I should say is on the tutorial, I go through multiple different ways of doing this. And if you were at Magic Live, this sold out. I was demoing this on Magic Live over and over again, and I'm very thankful that it sold out very, very quickly. I think it sold out, before the final day, or we had one left on the final day, I'm not too sure. And we brought a few hundred with us, which was amazing. And the point I'm telling you about this is there's more than one way of doing it. When you saw me doing it at Magic Live, I put a routine together specifically to demo it at Magic Live, where I was doing it in the spectators' hands, then I was doing it visually, and I kind of did 3 or 4 changes. I'd never do it like that in the real world. I just literally change it and I change it back. And a lot of the time, I do it in the spectators' hands, where I literally just have them hold onto the key, I pull back, and they see that it's extended, it's in their hand, they drop the coin through, and then boom, I restore it either in my hand or in their hand. That's really my favorite way of doing it. Now, you can do it more visually, and you can do it really visually just by apparently pulling the hole down and then pushing it back up. That's great. Seth Race has got an amazing handling with it as well, which is kind of more for social media, but looks really good. And I remember when he sent me a video of him doing this handling, I was like blown away. I was like, how'd you do that? It's great, but it is a bit angly, but that's something to bear in mind. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing, it's very, very simple. In my opinion, and this is obviously my biased opinion because this is my product, but in my opinion, if you've got Keymaster, and this is a no-brainer. It's only $25, which is very reasonably priced for what you get, including the tutorial and all of the keys. It took forever to make that stretched hole key. We went through so many prototypes. It is not an easy thing to make by any stretch of the imagination. It took a long time, but it's only $25. If you've got Keymaster, I really do believe that this is something that's a no-brainer. If you haven't got Keymaster, and I was seeing this at Magic Live, a lot of people who hadn't got Keymaster, they were coming up and seeing Gatekeeper, and they were buying Keymaster off the back of it. And I think a lot of people have done that, which is why Keymaster, even though it was out a year ago, has shot to the #1 slot in Penguin Magic. And I think the reason is a lot of people are buying Keymaster off the back of buying Gatekeeper. If you haven't got Gatekeeper, get it. I think that you'll realise just how fun Magic with keys is, and then you'll probably want to pick up a Keymaster as well. But there's lots of different options there for you as well. The one thing that I'll say is, just like with Keymaster, we've supplied the keys as key blanks. Now, which means they're uncut. Now, I prefer using key blanks because I find that it's an interesting hook, because I actually come out and I say, have a look at these. This is a key blank. This is what a key looks like before it's actually been cut. I'm going to show you something really interesting, but check this key out. And not a lot of people have seen blank keys, so it creates intrigue. So I like using blank keys. However, it's very easy to cut them. Now, 60 to 70% of house keys, you'll be able to cut very, very easily. You go to a key cutters, take your key, and they'll be able to tell you whether you'll be able to cut it or not, and not impact the hole. Now, certain keys have very deep cuts. 30-40% of keys won't work. 60% of keys will. And you will know this from a key cutters immediately. You'll go into the key cutters and you'll say, look, just be honest with them. I'm a magician. This is a trick that I use. I've got a special key like this. can you cut my key to the hole in this key? Can you cut this special key to my key without impacting the hole? Now they'll immediately know yes or no. And if they say no, then all you do is you just say to them, fine, can you cut this in any way that you want so that the hole doesn't be impacted? And what they'll do is they'll grab another key, one with shallow cuts, and they'll cut it. And a lot of people are doing that, which is absolutely fine. It's nice if you can cut it to your own house key, because then your gimmick becomes your method for getting into the house. But don't think that that's the be-all end-all. If you have got deep cuts in your house key, you'll still be able to cut it to this key, no problem. All you'll have to do is just ask the key cutter and they can do it for you. And the nice thing is, pretty much everyone I'm speaking to, they're not being charged for this either, because you're supplying the keys. So it only takes them a few seconds. It may, maybe they'll ask you for a couple of bucks just to use the machine, but that's it. So if you want to have them cut, you can, but it's kind of like you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And what I mean by that is, if we supplied them cut and then people wanted them uncut like me, we couldn't do that. But if we supply them uncut, now you've got options. You can have them uncut, you can have them cut, and a lot of people will be able to cut them to their own house key. So the choice is there for you. Ultimately, this is one of those tricks where we're not hiding anything. It's obvious exactly what this is. You know what it is, you know what you're getting. It's priced very, very well. For me, this is just an incredible moment of strange, as Paul Harris would say. And just, as much as I loved expansion, and I do talk about expansion on the project and how you can combine a Gatekeeper with expansion. As much as I loved expansion, I don't always carry a hole punch around with me, especially when I'm strolling. I have got routines with a hole punch that I might do in a parlor show or a sit-down show. When I'm strolling, I probably don't carry a hole punch around with me. So in order to do the trick, expansion, I'm going to need a hole punch. I'm going to need to hole punch the card. There's a lot going on. Well, with this, I can literally just take out the key, take out a coin, do the thing in many different ways, depending on how I feel. Get them to hold it, do it visually, whatever I want to do, and then I can, I'm done. I can go into something else, which is why it makes such a great opener. One other thing, a lot of people have been saying to me, two questions that I've seen coming up on the Magic Cafe recently. The first is, could you do it just by expanding the hole and that's it? And the answer is yes, of course. You could just get them to hold the key, expand the hole, and then that's it. A lot of people aren't wanting to push the hole back, which is fine. You don't need to. You could just expand the hole. That's the nice thing about magic. You come up with your own way of doing it. You come up with your own presentation. You come up with your own methodology. So yeah, absolutely, you can do it without putting the hole back. If you want to just expand the hole, drop the coin through, brilliant. It's totally up to you. The other question people are saying is, can you drop a key through the hole in the key? And I've not tried that, but I think the answer would be yes, because the Keymaster keys are quite thin. So I can't see there being a problem with that. So, a lot of people have said, hey, if I bring out two keys, can I drop a key through a key? I've never done that. I actually prefer using a coin, but I can't see a reason why it wouldn't work. Somebody let me know in the comments down below if you've got it. Can you drop a Keymaster key through the expanded hole? If you can't, and I think you can, but if you can't, you can get thinner keys, like Hide a Key by Chris Rawlins. The keys are quite thin. You'd definitely be able to drop those through. But having said that, you probably can do it with a Keymaster key as well. But yeah, look, that's everything that I can tell you about Gatekeeper. You've seen the live performances, you've seen the trailer. I've talked very openly about what this is. I'm obviously going to give this 120%. This is one of the strongest tricks that I've ever released through Penguin Magic, or through Magic in general. I love this. I'm very, very proud of this. It's very simple, but it's very, very effective. And like I said, this is going to be the first, or the second if you count Keymaster, but this is going to be an ongoing collection of keys. What I want to do is I want people to have a whole bunch of different effects with keys that they can routine in their own way, almost like a choose your own adventure, so that no two people are doing the same thing. Somebody might go from Gatekeeper into the business card thing off the Keymaster project, or somebody else might go and do like your classic Keymaster routine, then ring and string, then finish with Gatekeeper. Somebody else might do the coin routine where the coin and the key are changing places. There's so many different ways that you can actually go with this, and there are other things coming out. Probably once a year we're going to be bringing out another key type effect. with Penguin Magic. The next one I have the prototype for, and I'm working it in right now. So yeah, any questions, let me know in the comments down below. It gets 120% off me. It's absolutely incredible. It's Gatekeeper by myself and Penguin Magic. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. That's another review in the bag. Do me a favor, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another video. So I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another video. I'm back every single day with another video, let's be honest. If you haven't already joined the Netrix, please do so. It's www.thenetrix.com. Tonight we have the Justin Miller Masterclass, which is very incredibly exciting. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, thanks very much for joining me right here. Again, I'm here in Blackpool, so sorry about the change of location, but I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.